the man after that will be so completely disillusioned with his past, with his imaginations, with his pride and things like that, that he will genuinely be in search of truth, and that truth he will recognize in the Holy Prophet of Islam. That would be the time of Islamic victory.
Again, he explained after that Islam will be victorious.
Yes. So your question was very interesting, although I could not explain it at greater length, but I have tried to explain it enough for you to understand. Got it all right?
Yeah, it's okay.
Now your second question, please.
Yeah.
And that will be the last.
A certain gentleman also asked me a question, and I told him it's beyond my capacity, I can't explain. So when I get the explanation, I will also give it to him. He said he is a Christian, but now he don't believe that even there is existence of God, because how some people are being created abnormal. If there is God, and some people like
this is no argument. If he can't believe in normal God, he should believe in an abnormal God. People are created normal and abnormal. So there has to be a God. If it's logical, he should say, previously I used to believe in a perfectly normal God, now I believe slightly abnormal God. That would be logical, to some extent, I mean. But this is illogical, because abnormal people are created, so there is no God.
Yeah, people are created.
The question is, why?
They like something like this Bangladesh case, which they went for.
The question is, why are there human calamities? Why abnormalities and normalities, which is, overwhelmingly greater in incidence, and which is exception. All these things have to be seen. And also, one has to go much farther back in history and find the motive forces of evolution. How did evolution work? How did amoeba ultimately reach the stage of human beings who even challenge the existence of God? Because the progress was set on its course by two forces, pleasure and pain. A single force could not have evolved anything at all. If there were only pleasure in life, achievement and no want and no paucity and no trouble, then life would stay where it remained. The amoeba would not progress a single step. It is the struggle for survival. The struggle means there is less food somewhere and more food somewhere else. The struggle means that some of your partners are weaker, some are stronger. So the struggle begins, which develops animal qualities bit by bit and adds to its to qualities towards ultimate completion and ultimate development to human beings. You see, if there were no pain, there would be no joy. So even joy would be destroyed. But let's suppose there is just joy and no pain, and I assure you, life would not advance a single step. So would you prefer to remain an amoeba or see a few exceptional cases of abnormalities? These abnormalities also have a message. But I have spoken on this subject for many hours now in different question and answer sessions. If you want really to get a comprehensive view of why these things are encountered by man, troubles, problems, devastations here and there, suffering and so on and so forth, you should listen to all these cassettes. They are available from the center, or maybe they are somewhere here as well. Hidden under some tiles.
You don't get the English ones.
English ones. English ones.
But we don't actually get them as we...
Once I remember when I visited south of Germany, in Munich, a lady asked this question, who herself had suffered so much from some personal experience. And the way she put the question, everybody thought that I was cornered and it would be impossible for me to satisfy her. But I knew what type of answer would convince her, from the style she asked the question. And by the time I finished, she was the lady who was nodding much more vehemently than any other, in assent, agreeing with me. Because Islam is the most logical religion. It has explanation for everything. A convincing explanation, I mean.
Yeah.
So you can listen to these things and they are very clear, no problem at all.
We need to get it.
Yes.
Thank you.
So unless there is a very urgent question bothering someone who cannot wait for the night, we call it a day, right? And maybe we get together tomorrow as well, won't we? No, tomorrow is dinner, isn't it?
And the speech is too late. It will be late over here.
Tomorrow night?
No, tomorrow afternoon.
No, I'm talking of another session of question and answer tomorrow. Is it possible or not?
After the dinner, but it's limited to...
Of course. So we should consider it sufficient for the time being. Next time I come, inshallah, we'll get together, okay? All right, Assalamu alaikum.